What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, we got to talk about an incredibly interesting update on the Lollipop Chainsaw remake, and it's that it's been changed to a remaster. And this is honestly what I kind of love about these companies and these games. Number one, Lollipop Chainsaw is already kind of off the walls. Right? That's kind of why people gravitated to it. This is just not your like average everyday game in terms of the premise, in terms of literally anything. Now, it's not a perfect game, definitely has its issues, but it's a game I think a lot of people really care about. So one thing that a lot of people that liked this game that I've seen like comments, because I've covered this game before, some of them don't even know that there was a remake happening, and the remake was originally planned to release this year. It was actually delayed till 2024. I made a kind of update video on this channel on that, and that's the response I got from people was, wait, they're remaking it? Now, I think once you catch up to that, once you realize, oh, it's happening, you might wonder, well, why? Like, why? And like James Gunn, the original creative team that did this game is not returning. This is separate. So that kind of scares people. I think it's going to be okay, honestly. And honestly, I'll say it's going to be even more okay now because we get this update. So it's not a remake. They've talked about it being kind of more like graphically updated or like updated to now. And that scared people, but all they really meant was the engine, like how the game operates and stuff. They're updating it to like current standards, basically. So where it's at now is they just say, well, it's no longer a remake. It's now a remaster, thanks to the feedback. So I wonder what kind of feedback they were getting. I hope it wasn't like too nasty. Honestly, like my gut would say, I assume the feedback they got was, hey, don't change, like, number one, we maybe don't even need it. We don't even maybe need a remake. But number two, if you're going to remake it, basically don't change anything. Please, for the love of God, don't change anything. So they might have looked at all that stuff. And like this right here, this is a picture. I think they posted this couple months ago when they delayed it. This is what it looks like this is what the remake. So it looks much better, like graphically looks really good. I don't think it changed anything in like a negative way. You know, people are kind of afraid they're gonna bring back the this character here a little bit, if you know what I mean. Wink wink, they might bring that down. I don't think that's gonna happen. In fact, they've talked about that they feel pretty sure that it's gonna be just like it was. So that's good. All good news there. And honestly, if you get a remaster, you could argue this. Does it need a remaster? Well, I mean, it would maybe need a remaster more than a remake because it's really not all that old. You could say because of its kind of cult classic status, it doesn't need anything. Like, is it even guaranteed to sell? You could also argue, would it sell better as a remake versus a remaster? I actually think it would sell better as a remake, but that's just me. I'll be getting it for sure, but that's just me thinking kind of out loud. So it's an interesting choice. I can understand why you would do it because maybe, again, it's not all that old. They maybe like look at it and say, well, we can't remake it all that much. Like, there's only so much we can really push out of it. And then all the fans don't really want it to be changed much. So let's just do a remaster. Like, that'll be easier. That'll take, and that, I mean, that is the case. Like, remastering clearly takes less time, less, I don't want to say effort. Obviously, you're going to kind of give it your all, but it definitely costs less and takes less time from you. Versus a remake of a game. So that could have been a decision they kind of landed on as well. But there you go. There's an update on the Lollipop Chainsaw game that maybe half of you still didn't know was actually coming. Coming in 2024, and now it's the Lollipop Chain. I think it was called Repop. Lollipop Chainsaw Repop, I think was the name. They might need to change that now if it's a rematch. I don't know. Again, like, it's so odd. The game already was odd. This stuff is odd. It doesn't really matter what they do. I guess just release it and then see how it handles itself out in the wild. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.